Hello friends, and welcome back to my crafty space. In today's video, I am going to put together the first of my pieces, Story Kit Crush layouts for this Patreon group. So today's layout is inspired by a journaling card. It's this one right here that has a quote on it. And the quote says, "She is a beautiful piece of broken pottery put back together by her own hands, and a critical world judges her cracks while missing the beauty of how she made herself whole again." This quote, while it really doesn't have a whole lot to do with the layout and the story that I'm choosing to tell with it, what this card did for me was to get me thinking about how to visually represent this type of storytelling. So it gave me this like very vivid imagery of glass being broken and the way that the lines split off from this central point of where it was broken. And so what that did is it got me thinking about how I could create a photo where there are shards of glass, although there'll be shards of photos inside of them. And that is where this came from. So I designed this layout to have these sections where there are photos of each person and animal in our family. And I wanted to use this to tell the story about the piece or the part that each of us plays in our family. So in the digital download package for this month, you are going to find this exact same photo template. And you can use that to create a page that looks just like this for whatever story it is that you would like to tell. If you do not know how to use layer templates, or specifically even this one, I actually show a tutorial for this in the Monday coffee hour from January 3rd, which you can find the replay for, and then there will be a section of that where I take you through the process of how to stick your photo into the section and then print it off like this, so it looks something like this. Or I also have a full tutorial series about using clipping masks and layers and all of that, and I'll make sure to leave that in the description of this post as well. So what I'm going to do now is to take you through the process of putting this one together. One idea that I have is to actually cut apart all of the photos here and to prop them up on foam so that the white lines here are actually underneath the photos. It gives it a little bit more dimension, and I think that that will be a super cool look. So that's what I'm going to do with this one. And then I'm also going to find a piece of patterned acetate, I think, in order to add these felt hearts on top of it and create sort of a see-through type of transparent element here for this section. And then this will go inside of a 6x8 album. So let's go ahead. I'm going to put you on fast forward while I get everything put together. Once I have this done, we'll slow back down and read through today's journaling, and then we'll call this one good. So let's go ahead and dive in. All right, friends, so to get started on this layout, first I'm going to set everything over to the side, grab my trimmer here, and we're going to cut a couple of pieces. First, I am cutting a piece of textured white cardstock down to 6x8 exactly. This is going to be the base that I'm going to add those pieces of my photo on top of, and I'm actually going to prop them on foam tape to give it a little bit more dimension. I also pulled out of my stash this vellum that had a gold polka dot on it that I thought looked really nice color-wise and just tone-wise with the collection here, with the colors and just the texture that's going on. So that's going to be my transparent element. I cut a piece down to 3 inches by 4 inches and then stapled those 2 layered felt hearts on top of that. The rest of this layout is going to be assembling the photo pieces into place. To do this, what I wanted to do was to isolate one piece at a time so I can use the remaining pieces as a template for knowing exactly where to place my photo down on the foundation part on that textured white cardstock. So I started by cutting the longer piece on the left side edge. And I've got, so I went directly down the diagonal line so you can see the photo of Jonah. And then the one I'm working on right now is the photo of Izzy. I cut those two off and then cut the picture of Izzy separate from Jonah. But I did keep all of those little white lines in between because I'm going to need those in order to see how far to place these pieces from each other. Then I have this roll of 1/4 inch foam tape that I will use to prop all of these pieces up. What I wanted this to look like in the end was to have some of that shadowing and dimension in between the lines of the photo. So that's why I chose to go ahead and chop everything apart and then to put it up on foam tape so that the pieces of the photos are higher and then the white sections in between the photos are actually down from them, if that makes sense. So with the longer piece there that has me, Aaron, and the cats, I lightly adhered that down onto the white cardstock, put it where it's going to go, and then used that to help me place the photo of Izzy on the left side edge. Next, I'm going to do the photo of Jonah, and I'm doing the exact same thing. So I stuck down the larger photo that's still intact there. I've got the picture of Izzy that's already attached to the page. And then I'm going to use this to help me position the photo of Jonah, which will allow that little gap in between the photos of the kids. So this is just my process here, and I'll keep repeating this, taking one piece off at a time. So next I'm going to work on the photo of me. I've got that cut apart. I'll add my foam tape, take off the backing, and then with the photo stuck down, use that to position the photo up at the top. So now we've got that one. I do accidentally cut at the wrong spot with this one, but I still manage. I still figure it out just fine. I probably would have preferred to do the photo of the cats first because the photo of Aaron is super easy to position since it's in that upper right-hand corner, and the cat one is harder, as you'll see here in just a second. So I should have left a little bit of white underneath Aaron instead of having the two pieces on the cat photo, if that makes sense. But it's okay. We're going to get there anyways. I have the picture of Aaron positioned. I've got the cats backed with foam tape. Using everything in position, we will figure out where it's all going to go so it lines up right. I did make this part a little bit tougher just because I don't have that barrier in between the cats and Aaron to play with. So if you do this, make sure you take off the edge pieces on the corner piece last, just because that'll make this the easiest possible. So then we're going to stick Aaron down, and my photo pieces are all adhered. So basically we printed the photo, we cut the photo apart, so deconstructed it, and then we reconstructed it on top of some textured white cardstock. I've got this acrylic word here that says pieces, and what I wanted to do with this one, what I thought would be super cool, would be to put it down the longest edge of the photo there. For me, it was just trying to position this so I didn't cover up Jonah's eye or too much of the cat's heads. So it took a little bit of finagling, but I did get it figured out. I don't have this particular kit in a digital form, so I just did my best to try and position everything right. If I had this digitally, I could have taken the word and put it on the photo, and in doing so, I may have scooched Jonah's picture down just a little bit more, so more of his forehead was seen, but it works out just fine. And I actually kind of like some of that because all of our faces are cut off at some point. So it kind of goes well with that. I'm going to bring everything back over here to the desk, add my date stamp for when I created this layout onto the quote card. And once I've got that done, I will call this layout completed. We'll go ahead and we'll slow back down so I can read the journaling to you. All right, friends, that completes this layout. I super love the way this one came together and the way that propping those up gave this a ton of dimension. I had always known that I wanted to put this word pieces down the side of the photo, and it was just trying to finagle it in a way that I didn't ruin any of the pictures. You could still see everyone's face. And I just think this turned out really, really cool. I especially love having the really up close pictures of our faces where a portion of it is cut off for everyone. I think that looks super cool. So let's go ahead and read the journaling for this one. So for this one, I wrote down the name of the person and then talked a little bit about the role that we each play, or the piece that we are in our family. So number 1, I have me, Crystal. I am the mom, the handler of many of the basic needs of the family: meals, school, activities, and more. I am the planner, the one who makes sure that we spend time together and make memories. I am the documenter, I am the advice giver and wordsmith. 2, Aaron. He is the dad, the fun parent who is almost always willing to play. He is the breadwinner and resident IT specialist. He is a partner to me in so many ways, willing to help and rarely complains. He is striving to be better than yesterday. 3 is Dibs. Dibs. He is technically the oldest, parentheses, fur, child. He is the cuddly one who is always happiest when being pet. He is not a fan of his younger brother, but tolerates him nonetheless. He is a chunky boy who loves his food. He is my nighttime snugglebug. 4 is Isabella. She is the oldest child and an amazing older sister. She is ridiculously creative and has a true talent for art. She is a lover of animals, her favorite being cats. She is our dreamer who struggles with perfectionism. She is kind and thoughtful. 5, Jonah. He is the younger brother and plays this role very well. He idolizes his sister and desires to be as independent as she. He is our daredevil who also has a fear of loud noises. He is the cuddly kid who needs a lot of attention. He is stubborn, yet sweet. And Pumpkin. He is our youngest, parentheses, for baby. He is a sweet boy who also has a knack for getting in trouble. He loves to torment his brother. His favorite person is Isabella. He follows her around and often cuddles in her bed. He is friendly and mischievous. And that's it, my friends. So that is the role that we each play, who we kind of are in the puzzle of our family structure, and also just a little bit about our different personalities. It's so interesting to read that and see how so many of them play off of each other in terms of, like, you know, striving for more, perfectionism, dreaming, planning, reaching, you know, all that kind of stuff. I hope that you enjoyed seeing how this one came together, and I can't wait to show you the next layout on Wednesday. Don't forget that if this is a layout you want to recreate for your memory keeping albums, the digital files are available to download in this month's digital package. So just look for the folder underneath Pieces, Story Kit. This one I called, what did I call this one? Pieces of the Whole is what this layout is called, and that's what it would be under for the digital templates. All right, friends, I will be back again later this week. Until then, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye now.